When the world didn't want me and made me feel small, all I am is broken inside. Some echo identity who can't find his shadow always hurts mentally. There was a time during middle school where everyone found out that I had been uploading videos to YouTube, and I had no idea how to combat this at the time. Middle school, like for any kid, is like the worst time of their lives. It's the time where you're maturing, you're becoming like a teenager, you're going through puberty, all that sort of stuff, but also it's like the time you discover like you're figuring out relationships, you're figuring out like friendships even, and you're also discovering the bullies. You're discovering like bullies in the world, and middle school is like such a bad time to be a kid. It is just the worst. Like, I still cannot put it into like words. Like, I don't understand why bullies exist. I don't know why kids like get so upset at other kids. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, it really doesn't. Like, if I had the knowledge I do now and I would give it to my younger self, like, dude, we'd be flying through middle school, But no, there was a time where I was starting on YouTube, starting to upload videos. This was back in like 2011, I believe, or 2010, somewhere around there. And yeah, I had figured out how to upload YouTube videos, and this is something I really wanted to do because I had this idea in my head, like, oh, I could post my gameplay clips on YouTube. And that's what I ended up doing back in 2011, and it was cool to do because it felt like I was doing something other than just like, sitting around not doing anything. And I started this passion for like video games, music in middle school, I believe. Like, that's where I really, really started to like hone in on it. And it was such a wild time to be alive. Like, in the early beginnings of YouTube, it was cool, man. It was really cool. And I uploaded my videos to YouTube, and there was a point where I ended up using a face cam. I really don't know how, like, my channel got discovered. I really don't. I don't understand how the channel got discovered. I don't know how like kids at my school found my videos through YouTube, and it was just baffling to me. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, how did this happen? Because I had never shared the videos anywhere. Maybe I had shared them on like Facebook or something, because at the time I was using Facebook, and what a mistake that was, huh? Facebook's not the greatest platform in the world. I don't really use social media nowadays anyway, but besides YouTube and Discord and all that stuff. But anyway, it was kind of baffling to me that like these kids found my videos through YouTube and then proceeded to make fun of me during school hours, which was just the worst thing in the world, man. Like, I think that was like the peak of getting bullied. It was just like, dude, come on. Like, it just didn't make sense to me why I was getting bullied all the time because of this. And I tried to wrap my head around it, and I couldn't. But some of my friends like thought it was really cool that I was doing that. Thought it was really neat. People that didn't bully me, so that was nice. But also, like, the getting bullied by these kids in middle school over creating content at the time, which no one knew what creating content meant at that time. But like, it really bothered me, and it really pushed me, like, it pushed me to a place where like I didn't know what I wanted out of this content creation stuff, because it made me question success and failure. It made me like have like I had a crisis going on in my head, because I didn't know whether I wanted to be successful, like have a bunch of numbers and have all this sort of stuff and make all this money, or if I wanted to just fail and never be heard of. I was in this in between of like, I want to be successful, but I also don't want to be too successful. I don't want to, like, if I could fail, I don't want to fail too much. I was in this in between of like, I want to make it, but I don't want it to be too much or too little, and that's kind of where I've stuck with content creation. Is like, I don't want to get way up there, and I don't want to be way down there, and that's what Infamous is all about. It's about the struggle of duality of having to deal with success and failure. It's like a really hard fear of mine of being too successful or being too little of a failure. And I'm hoping one day I find that middle ground of where I can just be myself. And, we'll see if that even happens. It's kind of like because of middle school, I've had to deal with that fear kind of all my life. And there was a point where like, I thought maybe I might have like a middle ground, but I haven't reached that middle ground yet, which is really unfortunate. It's something I want to hit, and who knows if that'll even happen. But it was a wild world during middle school where like I was getting bullied for making YouTube videos, which was so, you wouldn't get bullied for that nowadays. I don't know what kids bully other kids over for now. Like you cannot bully people over content creation anymore. It's just not a thing because everyone does it. So if you're bullying someone for that, buddy, it's not 2011 anymore, not 2012. But no, at the time, like that was my reckoning. That's what I was dealing with, and learning how to combat it was it's still a hard thing nowadays because like, I don't want to be famous. I'd rather be in a middle ground. I'd rather be like, I'm making it, but I'm not over making it, and that would be a nice thing to have, to be able to like, work part-time, kind of a full-time job, work a part-time job, work a second job on the side, and then make content creating kind of the primary thing. But that hasn't become a reality yet, and I really want it to be a reality. I've talked about it before in Lucid. I really want this to be a reality, but like this is a constant fear that I've had to deal with all throughout middle school. It kind of carried over to high school a little bit, that whole fear of all that. And I remember a friend telling me like, don't share your content around, or don't share your YouTube channel around again. Like, as we entered high school, it's a new beginning type of deal. And I didn't in the first place, so I don't know where. Maybe I just shared it on Facebook and I just didn't realize it. But yeah, it was such a weird thing for him to say, and it kind of clicked with me. I'm just like, okay, I won't do that, but I'll still make the content. That was the whole thing. That was my thing during high school. I was all about YouTube and Twitch and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, if you want to listen,